Okay, Latin 2, welcome back. Hey, for the last exercises that we did, I'd mentioned doing a bunch of things that kind of tied all of it together. I also recommend strongly that before you do this next lesson, which is the final grammar lesson of the semester, would be to take a look at exercises 52C, because that kind of brings you up to speed on all of them, on being able to identify the different clauses. And of course, always email me with your Google Docs so that I can give you some good feedback. Now I'm going to draw your attention to page 288. This is the final OOT clause of the year. There will be others next year. But this is the final OOT clause of the year, and it is going to be called purpose clauses, okay? And this is actually the final grammar lesson, really, if you look at most of it. So page 288, they kind of talk about purpose clauses and whatnot, and of course, I've kind of broken it down even more for you. So let's take a look, shall we? So a purpose clause, let's see, there we go. It can be positive or negative. And the formula is really simple. It's actually oot or nay plus the subjunctive. That's it. There's no marker word for it, which is why it's the last one that I teach you. Okay, and in fact, if you look at the order that I've taught you in, they're easier to eliminate that way. So when you run into a subjunctive, you track backward until you find a cum. And if you don't find a cum, you should look for an oot or nay. If you don't find an oot or nay, you should look for a questioning word. It should go in that order. Okay, so is it a cum? Yes. What kind? Is there a logical link? No. Then it's cum circumstantial. Is there a cum? No. Is there an oot or nay? Yes. Okay, is there a degree word? No. Is there a requesting verb? No. Is it just alone? Yes. Purpose clause. Or, is there a subjunctive? Yes. Is there a cum? No. Is there an oot or nay? No. Is there a questioning word? Yes. Indirect question. Use it that way, in that order. So rewind this as many times as you need so you can write it all down. But use it in that order, and if needs be, I will try to keep track of it for you on another thing. So the way that you translate purpose clauses is in order to, or so that, or the negative version, in order to not, or lest. And you know what a sucker I am for sounding epic, so I like to use lest a lot. So here are some examples that I've given you. Again, I've color-coded them as usual, although sometimes I'll switch up the colors. So, vobis disco ut vos liberatis, right? I teach y'all, disco can take a dative, by the way. I teach y'all so that you liberate yourselves, or so you liberate yourselves, okay? Or, ad montem ibit ut ascenderit, right? He will go to the mountain to climb up. Okay? And notice those, I put them both in the primary sequence because it still works with sequence. Okay? So both of these are as you would expect. It's expected that you'll liberate yourself when I teach you. It's expected that someone will climb a mountain if they go to it. Sine fratre veni ne eum Cartagini necaverat, or I'm sorry, necarent. Okay? Now, veni is perfect, which means we're in secondary sequence. And notice that my secondary sequence is being followed. I'm still in the same sequence. So I came without my brother so that the Carthaginians don't kill him, as would be expected. So by putting a sentence in the proper sequence, you can actually say a lot of things about the Carthaginians. But notice that these are all purpose clauses. There's no other reason why there's an oot or nay plus the subjunctive. There's nothing else that's there. So that means that it's a purpose clause, okay? And then I did one other one because I wanted you to see what happens when we break sequence as well. So hint, breaking sequence here. Vobis disco per fenestram ne latinae oblivisceremini. Okay, there should be a C in there. I teach y'all through a window. I forgot to write that down, but per fenestram is through a window, in other words, the internet. Lest y'all actually forget Latin. As in, that is not expected for you to do. You're not expected to forget the Latin. So by putting it in a broken sequence, okay, so this is a primary sequence that's been broken. By putting it in that sequence, then I'm detailing my expectations, essentially, that you would remember your Latin, that forgetting Latin is an odd option to pick. Okay. Also, obliviscor, it will take the genitive case. That's why you see latinae in the genitive. Okay. So I teach y'all through the window per fenestram. Ne latinae oblivisceremini. I teach y'all through the window lest y'all actually forget your Latin. Okay. And that's pretty much how it works. So that's purpose clause. And to do exercises dealing with the purpose clause, I strongly recommend 53b, as in puer. I also recommend, if you take a look at chapter 54, that you take a look at 54b and 54c and 54d. All of these are excellent exercises. Once you're done doing all these exercises, then start translating chapters 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and I believe there's review 12 in there as well, or whatnot. So go ahead and translate those after you're done doing the exercises, getting the feedback from me. And I'll probably put translations up next week because this is a lot of grammar. I just fed you a lot of water from a fire hose. So feel free to email me with questions. Feel free to send me your work so I can give you feedback. But that's it as far as the grammar. Once you're done with that, you have learned all of the Latin 2 you're supposed to learn. I might give you some more just for bonus content, for fans only. But by and large, that's it. So I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you are finding these exercises easy to do and that you're collaborating with each other and that you email me with any questions that you have, as well as any work that you've done. Okay, I'm going to hit the button now.